really fun item for you. For me, it's fun, but it's sweet potato. I'm gonna cut these into slices. I like to have sweet potato. I make them in the morning, or I'll make them throughout the day for the day, like if I need a snack or if I get a little hungry. But I'll make this early in the morning regardless, so I have it throughout the day. Don't think it's just gonna be by itself. It's good by itself, but I like to mix it up a little bit, and I'll show you afterwards. Let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and peel the sweet potatoes. I have 2 today. Let me show you the rest of the stuff. I have oil. I have butter that I melted, and it's half a cup. But for this, I melted it and I let it cool. So when I'm pouring it in with this to put in the oven, it's a little bit better. It sets well and it cooks really well. So then I also have salt that I'm gonna pinch over. I have brown sugar just to give it a little bit of sweetness. I have pepper as well. This is super simple. Now for afterwards, I have avocado that I'm gonna put into, mix it up a little bit, and then put a dollop of sour cream. It's gonna be super delicious. Let's go ahead and get started by peeling the sweet potatoes, and then we'll go from there and start cutting, okay? Okay, so now we're back, and here we are. So I peeled off the entire sweet potatoes, and now we're just gonna go ahead and cut them into slices, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. You don't have to be exact with this. Just grab the knife. I usually cut the ends off because it's not, it just doesn't have a pretty slice to it, and it doesn't cook very well. At least this portion of it. So let's say I cut that off. This is really good. So I'm gonna cut these into 1/2 inch to 1 inch. These are pretty hard at first. Ooh, that one's good. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now we have these slices that are ready to go. They just need to be cut. We'll go ahead and cut these as well. 1 inch to 1 inch. I have a bowl now that I'm gonna go ahead and transfer all of these to. I'm gonna go ahead and add the oil. Seems like a lot, and my little pan that I have, I'm in the transition of moving, so I left the other one at home. But no, baby, what I'll do is just take them small pieces at a time. So I'll throw these bad boys into my little pan and then transfer it into my oven that's at 425 degrees. What I'm gonna also do is make sure in 20 minutes, I'm gonna flip it. So 20 and 20. I'm gonna go ahead and add oil to this. We're gonna do only about 2 tablespoons. And then we're gonna add brown sugar. We can do about 2 tablespoons of that. You don't need a huge amount of it because we're gonna mix it all together. We're gonna add pepper. You don't need a lot right now. Maybe a pinch, a little bit of salt, because we can always salt them at the very end, okay? So a nice little pinch. Go from there. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it now. I'm gonna mix the oils up and make sure that almost forgot the butter. So I'm gonna mix the butter in. I'm gonna do 2 different ones just because my bowl is not, I didn't have as much. I didn't know it was gonna be this thick for this little bowl, but no worries. We can always mix it in, make another batch, and we're good to go. We're gonna lay them flat. The point is to make sure that we have them flat. So we're just gonna go ahead and put flat, flat. You don't want to overdo this. Make sure there's enough room for all this to breathe and make sure it cooks evenly. So let's put this bad boy. These are pretty good slices. So then I'm gonna go ahead and make the other one, put it in the oven, 425. We're gonna do 20 minutes on one side, 20 minutes on the other. You wanna make sure that it lightly toasts, not too black, but a nice little toast to it, flip it over. So then at the end result, you'll see it's perfection. But don't worry, we still have another step to do. We'll come back when this is ready to go, okay? Okay, so we're already there. It's past that 40-minute mark where these are ready to go and they're ready to come out. Perfect. So you see how they're nice and lightly toasted, has a beautiful coating to it. These are ready to go. I'm gonna set them aside just for a few minutes, just so we can prepare. What I do with sour cream is I kind of whip it a little bit, just to make sure that we have a nice dollop at the very end. Let's cut that bad boy in half. And let's use all the avocado. I mean, might as well just get to it, right? Here we go. Take the rest of it out. And now we're just gonna easily get that down just so we can go ahead and top this on top of the slices. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, not too much. This is in guacamole. This is just to sazz it up a little bit. And now, a little bit of pepper. Got that, let's mix it up. So we have that, we have the sour cream, and now let's take care of the cilantro, and I think I said parsley, but it's cilantro and tomato. I like them in small little pieces because it's not, this is just kind of like that cherry on top of a sundae, right? It's just simple little pieces to say, hey, it's 450 degrees and it's gonna be flipped 20 minutes on each side. So 450 degrees. Don't forget, let's cut up the cilantro. And honestly, what I like to do is already dress the plate up that we're gonna mess with a little bit, just to present that good stuff to you. Okay, let's bring back, hopefully it's cooled off a little bit. We'll put them onto our plate and then we'll dress them. Remember, it is hot, so we're gonna place them on top of the plate. This is cooled off enough to where I can just even touch this, so that's good. I'm gonna put that right here. They're super soft, in case you're wondering. They're ready to be bit with, I mean, Latinos will grab it with their hands and eat it real quick. But here is the finished look for them. So I'm gonna put this to the side. I'll eat that off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and do. Nice little dollop, and then I spread it out, depending on how much guac you want here, right? So we can put a lot, we can put very little. So we'll go ahead and spread that as well. I'm so glad I'm gonna eat this right now. I'm hungry. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add a dollop of sour cream. Here, just gonna put a little bit more over here. Okay, so the finishing item, besides a little more cilantro, is topping it off with a little bit of tomato. Let's get that juice out a little bit, sprinkle it on top, and we're done after that. I can't wait to taste these. These are super good. Let's put a little more cilantro. I don't know if I said parsley again. And here we are. The finished item. So appealing. Let me get it closer to you so you can see exactly what they look like. See, with the presentation, it's very simple. It's nice. You want company to come over. Isn't it just appealing? And they're nice and light. That's what I like the most. So let's go ahead and try it together. Look at that color in the inside. I love this, like how it's still warm and bubbling up, and the sour cream. I like that the sour cream doesn't melt over too much because of the guac holding it in place. But I forget, and so sometimes this is my lunch or dinner. I'm really glad you came again, you watched, you learned hopefully just a little bit more. I'm Jose Zamorano, Jose Not Wine on Instagram. Thanks guys, see you again. Bye-bye.